guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today I'm ranking all of my Lunar Beauty palettes. So if you like rankings, if you like indie brands, if you like eyeshadow palettes, stay tuned. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe and I would love to have you back again on the channel. So what brought about this video is the fact that Lunar Beauty just had a new launch there. It's the Siren something palette. The collection looks great. I really love Lunar Beauty. Spoiler alert. I have every single palette except for the collab that Manny and Laura just did. That's the only one I don't have. I feel that one looks very, very similar to the Nude Prism palette, so I haven't picked it up because of that reason. But if you have both, let me know, do I need it or should I pass? I've got every other palette discontinued and currently still available. So I wanted to do this ranking in case anybody like me is looking at picking up the new Siren palette and wanted to pick a couple things up at the same time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 palettes here to rank for you all today from Lunar Beauty. Let's go ahead and get into my least favorite palette from the brand. And mind you, none of these are bad palettes. Let me say that right off the bat. I love Lunar Beauty so incredibly much. This is the Lace a Drag facelift. I never got the original Lace a Drag palette. This is like the remastered, revamped one. I'm gonna leave the plastic on it because I have dropped it and damaged one of the shades and I don't want the shadow to go everywhere. But here it is. I think the shimmers in the middle row right here are immaculate. Everything else, like, I just don't use it. I mean, I could use the neutrals more, granted, because I use Nude Prism more than this, but I'm just not a rainbow palette girly. I just kind of was being a completionist, I think, when I got this. I love this pan size. These are the smallest pans of any palettes in Lunar Beauty's range, so I will say that. I love the smaller palette, or the smaller pan size, but I just don't really use this one much because it's like half rainbow palette to me. So it's fine quality. I really should reach for it more, but that's why that one's at the bottom for me. Just personal preference. Next up, this one is discontinued, but it's the Greek Goddess palette. I do like the color story on this one and the packaging, lovely. This was before Manny went with like the lunar, like the theme, the moons and stuff. Same with facelift. This was early in the brand. I feel like they hadn't really found their like theming, so to speak, yet. And this one is another one that's pretty neutral. There is nothing wrong with this one. I like it a lot. I will say though, the formula to me is kind of outdated. Like, the formula doesn't perform as well as the newer ones. It's not to say it's bad, but I just don't think it's as blendable and creamy as the palettes that he puts out now. Next up is the Eternal Eclipse palette. So this one, I feel like the quality did improve. It's simply just a color story thing for me, if I'm being honest. This one is a little darker than I normally go for day to day, and I'm not like in the club that much these days, you guys. I'm not out partying, so like this row goes really unused. I could use these. I don't use silver a lot, but I do like the quality of this one. I should use it more, but again, I'm ranking these based on like my favorites, right? And what I use the most and what I like the most and what I feel like I can recommend to you the most. So if you like the color story, I don't think you'd have a problem with that one, but I just don't reach for it often, and that's why it's ranked not any higher. In fourth place is the Nude Prism. This is where the shimmers really took a step up, you guys. In my opinion, the middle row on this is excellent. I use this a lot for special occasions. It's also really nice just to have some neutral mattes to throw in the crease and go. And you've got, of course, a black for some deepening, or I use, like today, I have on an eyeshadow for liner. So really versatile. You might even be able to use some of these as bronzer, depending on how warm you want to go. I've definitely used like Cherry Blossom as blush, although there is a matching blush palette that goes with this. Outside of the palettes, I can tell you guys, if you are looking to pick up other things, the liquid lipsticks are wonderful, the lip glosses are wonderful, the Outer Dimensions face palette and the blush palettes. I think you'll be happy with any of those. I haven't tried the setting powder, lip liners, or bullet lipsticks yet, so I can't speak on those, but anything else would be great to add to cart. I think with the Siren palette if that's what you're gonna pick up. In third place, the Moonspell Volume 2 palette. A lot of people were like, about this one, and like, I feel like weren't really big fans, but the mattes, especially in here, I think the mattes are better than the shimmers in this particular one. This is one I know Manny switched labs on, and I feel like Nude Prism came after this, and the shimmers in Nude Prism I think were perfected or improved versus the shimmers in this one. But they're not bad. They're just not as good as some other palettes in my opinion, but the mattes are so lovely. I really do like this sparkly black. It's one of those like matte with sparkles, almost like what ColourPop does. The pigmentation is really great, and you guys, I just love purples. I do. If you've been on my channel before, you know I love purples. I love the theming. The packaging is wonderful. I don't even know if I showed you the front here. Like, display. These are always out on display. The packaging is wonderful. In spot number 2 is the Strawberry Dream palette. This one's pretty colorful, but I thoroughly enjoy this one. The pops are great for summer. This blue diamond shade is on another level. Like, holy cow, you could definitely use this as highlighter on the face if you wanted. Like, I don't know if you guys can see how intense and shimmery that is on my hand, unfortunately. Lights aren't picking it up great, but it's just this nice, really iridescent blue. I love the bright pops we have in here, but we've also got some like mauvey berries and storm cloud to deepen things up with here. So this one I just feel like is really colorful, and it's the last like colorful palette that I've actually enjoyed. Like, this isn't a rainbow palette like Facelift, and I think that's why I don't like this one, and I do like this so much because it's color without it being a rainbow palette, and that's where I really like things. And even though it's got a couple bright shades, you've got some deeper shades and some muted colorful shades to balance it out, and that's my personal comfort zone. So I think that's why Siren attracted me so much when I saw them release it last week, is because it's been a while since I've done something colorful that wasn't a rainbow palette. And then in first place, I'm so sorry to tell you, you cannot get first place, but I would be lying if I told you this wasn't my favorite and the top of my ranking every single time forever and ever and ever. So if you already have this one, it's just a reminder to bring it out for spooky season, the Moonspell Volume 1. It just reigns supreme for me, you guys. It does. The quality stands up. I can use the neutrals for every day. It's purple and green eyeshadows, which are my absolute favorite eyeshadow colors to wear. What more can I say? And especially like Manny and I feel like we would get along so well because we both like anime and we both love witchy things like Prue, Piper, Phoebe, come on, Charmed, are you kidding me? Sabrina, Kiki's, which, you know, Kiki's Delivery, Hermione, Harry Potter, we've got Hocus Pocus names, like just everything about this, from the names to the theming to the quality, gets an A+ from me. So yeah guys, that's all 7 of the palettes that I own. Let me know, like I said before, if you have the full fantasy collection, that collab between Manny and Laura. Do I need it if I have the Nude Prism? That's all I want to know. And I will absolutely be picking up the Siren palette at some point. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you ever tried Lunar Beauty. If you have tried Lunar Beauty, what do you have? What have you tried? What do you like? What do you don't like? Let me know all things below in the comments, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!